Ever pondered on the question, what makes a person interesting? It's a thought that's probably crossed your mind, right? Now, the idea of what makes someone interesting is a curious one, largely because it's so subjective. Each of us, with our unique perspectives and experiences, finds different qualities and traits appealing. Perhaps you're drawn to the quiet, introspective types. You know, those who seem to have a world of thought spinning within them, and when they share, it's like a wellspring of wisdom and insight. Or maybe you're more captivated by the outgoing, adventurous individuals, those who seem to have a magnetic pull, their energy and zest for life, absolutely infectious. But here's the thing. Despite these differences, there are certain traits that seem to universally pique interest. Traits that, when present, make a person not just noticeable, but truly intriguing. Although the definition of interesting varies, there are certain traits that universally make a person more intriguing. First off, an interesting person is often a curious one. Curiosity, it's the spark that ignites the flame of knowledge. It's the driving force that propels us into the world of discovery and innovation. It's what keeps our minds active, always hungry, always learning, and always growing. But what makes curiosity so powerful? Well, imagine a world without curiosity. It's a world of stagnation, where minds are idle and devoid of imagination. It's a world where questions are never asked and answers are never sought. Such a world is dull, uninteresting, and devoid of the richness that curiosity brings. In contrast, a curious person is like a wellspring of knowledge and ideas. They're constantly seeking out new things to learn, new experiences to have, and new ideas to explore. They're like a sponge, soaking up information from every source they can find. And this constant learning makes them incredibly engaging to be around. Why? Because they're always bringing something new to the table. They're always sharing fascinating facts, intriguing ideas, and insightful perspectives. They're always stimulating conversation and challenging the status quo. They're not just passively absorbing the world around them, they're actively engaging with it, questioning it, and seeking to understand it. So, how can you harness the power of curiosity? It starts with cultivating a mindset of openness and exploration. Be open to new ideas, new experiences, and new perspectives. Ask questions, seek answers, and never stop learning. Embrace the unknown and let your curiosity guide you on your journey of discovery. Curiosity is not just about learning, it's about living. It's about embracing the world with a sense of wonder and fascination. It's about seeking the extraordinary in the ordinary, the magic in the mundane, and the beauty in the banal. So be curious, be adventurous, be insatiably hungry for knowledge and experiences. Be the person who lights up the room with their fascinating insights and captivating stories. Remember, curiosity didn't kill the cat, it made the cat more interesting. Next up, interesting people embrace their uniqueness. Now, what does that mean? Well, imagine a symphony. Each instrument plays its own part, its own melody, and it's the harmony of all these different tunes that creates a beautiful piece of music. The same goes for people. Each one of us has our own rhythm, our own melody, and it's this uniqueness that gives the symphony of life its richness and depth. Think about the people you find most interesting. Chances are they're the ones who aren't afraid to be different, to express their unique perspectives and experiences. They're the ones who march to the beat of their own drum, who aren't afraid to step out of line, to go against the grain. Because here's the thing, conformity is comfortable, sure, but it's also boring. It's the people who dare to be different, who dare to be themselves, who truly stand out. So don't be afraid of your uniqueness. Embrace it, cherish it, let it shine. Interesting people understand that their uniqueness is their greatest asset. It's what sets them apart from the crowd. It's what makes them memorable. It's what makes them, well, interesting. So don't shy away from your quirks, your eccentricities, your idiosyncrasies. They're not flaws. They're not something to be ashamed of. Rather, they're something to be celebrated. They're what make you, you. Remember, it's not about being different for the sake of being different. It's about being true to yourself, about expressing your authenticity, your individuality. It's about embracing your uniqueness and letting it shine. So, celebrate your uniqueness. Cherish your quirks. Embrace your eccentricities. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be you, because at the end of the day, it's your uniqueness that makes you interesting. It's your uniqueness that makes you memorable. It's your uniqueness that makes you, you. So, don't be afraid to let your freak flag fly. It's your uniqueness that makes you interesting. Beyond speaking, interesting people are also great listeners. This is where the magic of active listening comes into play. Active listening is not just simply hearing what someone else is saying. It's about fully engaging, comprehending, and responding to the speaker with genuine interest. So, why is active listening so crucial in the quest to be interesting? Well, it's simple. By actively listening, you create a space where meaningful conversations can thrive. You give the speaker the opportunity to express themselves freely, and in doing so, you show them that their thoughts, ideas, and feelings matter to you. That in itself is a powerful thing. It fosters connection, builds trust, and deepens relationships. Active listeners, you see, aren't merely passive bystanders in a conversation. They're active participants, fully immersed in the dialogue, engaging with the speaker, asking insightful questions, and offering thoughtful responses. They're not just waiting for their turn to speak, they're genuinely interested in understanding the speaker's perspective. This approach to conversation is magnetic. It draws people in, makes them want to share more, and encourages them to engage on a deeper level. It's a skill that can't be underestimated when it comes to being interesting. Because interesting people are not just those who have a lot to say, they're those who make others feel heard, understood, and valued. Engaging in active listening also broadens your horizons. It exposes you to new ideas, perspectives, and experiences that you might not have encountered otherwise. It enriches your understanding of the world and the people in it, making you a more well-rounded, knowledgeable, and ultimately more interesting individual. So how can you practice active listening? Start by focusing fully on the speaker. Avoid distractions, maintain eye contact, and show them that you're truly present. Respond with empathy, ask open-ended questions, and provide feedback that shows you've understood their point of view. Remember, the goal of active listening isn't to formulate your response, but to understand the speaker's perspective. So settle into the conversation, be curious, and let the speaker guide the dialogue. Active listening not only makes you interesting, but also makes others feel valued. Finally, interesting people have a wide range of interests. This doesn't mean you need to be a walking encyclopedia or a jack of all trades, but rather, it's about developing an understanding and appreciation for a variety of topics. Imagine you're at a social gathering. You meet someone who only talks about their job and finance. Sure, it might be fascinating for a while, especially if you're into numbers, but after a bit, it could become rather monotonous. Now, picture meeting someone who can converse about finance, but can also switch gears to discuss the latest book they read, their recent hiking trip, or their passion for cooking. It's like a breath of fresh air, isn't it? That's the power of having diverse interests. Cultivating a wide range of interests allows us to connect with others on multiple levels. It gives us the ability to navigate various conversations and environments. We become more adaptable, more versatile. We can find common ground with a wider range of people, and that makes us more interesting. Now, this doesn't mean you should go out and pick up a dozen new hobbies. It's about quality, not quantity. Choose interests that genuinely intrigue you. Pursue a new language. Delve into art history, try your hand at gardening, or learn to play a musical instrument. Whatever it is, let it be something that sparks curiosity and joy within you. Remember, being interesting isn't about impressing people with your knowledge. It's about sharing and connecting. It's about bringing something to the table that others can relate to, learn from, or be inspired by. It's about being a part of the conversation, not dominating it. So, start exploring. Dive into the depths of different cultures, ideas, and disciplines. Learn to appreciate the beauty of diversity in knowledge and experience. The world is a vast, fascinating place full of things to learn and discover. Broaden your horizons and you'll broaden your appeal. In a nutshell, becoming more interesting isn't about putting on a facade. It's about diving into the depths of your own curiosity, seeking out knowledge and experiences that spark your interest. It's about embracing your uniqueness, your quirks, your passions, and the things that make you, you. The world doesn't need more carbon copies. It craves originality, and that's where you come in. It's about active listening because the most fascinating conversations are often a two-way street. It's not just about you talking, but also about you hearing, understanding, and responding to others. And lastly, it's about cultivating a wide range of interests. The more varied your interests, the more multidimensional you become. This doesn't mean you have to be an expert in everything, but a little knowledge about a lot can open up countless conversations. Remember, the most interesting person is often the one who finds the world and the people in it most interesting.